I want to talk about the Arizona Cardinals hiring of Jonathan Gannon. And I want to talk about it, and I don't want to make it all about Eric Bieniemy. We touched on this yesterday. I want to finish the thought right now, and maybe you missed on me touching on it yesterday, but I don't want to make that hire all about Eric Bieniemy, but it is tough to ignore the fact that Bieniemy's offense absolutely torched Gannon's defense on the biggest stage in the sport, and then 2 days later, Gannon gets a head coaching job, and meanwhile, we're still talking about Eric Bieniemy and whether or not he has to now make a lateral move to once again, quote, prove himself. And yes, Bieniemy is somehow the one who needs to prove himself, even though he's currently having one of the most successful offensive coordinator stints and runs in the history of the sport. I mean, go ahead and make that make sense. Not only is he getting passed over again, he got passed over for that one job by a guy that he turned inside out on the biggest stage only a couple of days ago. And yes, I know. A lot of you want to immediately start lecturing me about his play calling responsibilities in Kansas City or lack thereof. Guess what, folks? Nick Sirianni did not call any plays when he went from Colts OC to Eagles head coach with even less experience and less success than Bieniemy's had. So it's not like there's play calling requirements to land a head coaching job. I mean, certainly would help. And nobody's saying, and if you are, you're wrong, that Bieniemy's not calling plays. If you're paying attention, plenty of the Chiefs have vouched for this guy's offensive mind. Here's a quick but extremely telling anecdote from this past weekend that appeared in The Athletic yesterday, and looks like the following. On Saturday night, for instance, Bieniemy had put a play up on the screen for everybody on the Chiefs offense to see. It came from the Eagles game against Jacksonville earlier this season. It featured Jacksonville receiver Jamal Agnew faking as if he were going in motion before stopping, reversing course, and then getting open for a touchdown. If that play sounds familiar, it's because the Chiefs converted it into what is now famously known as corn dog, a.k.a. the play that led to 2 wide-ass open TDs in the Super Bowl on Sunday. And apparently KC has Eric Bieniemy to thank for those 2 free tutties. So that's why it's so ridiculous to keep bringing up this guy's play calling when it's not about the play calling. He does call plays. So I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's not that. It can't be that. It's something. The fact that this guy got bypassed again in another cycle, I don't know what it is, but it's something. There's a reason this dude cannot sniff a head coaching job. It's just not the, quote, play calling thing. I'm not sure what it is. And from the sounds of it, Andy Reid isn't sure what it is. In fact, Big Red has long been confused about why this guy can't get a head coaching job. Last year, he tried to directly appeal to the guys making the decision, NFL owners, to hire his dude. At By Lindsey Jones, by Lindsey H. Jones, tweets, 11 months ago, Andy Reid stood up in a privileged session at NFL owners' meetings and passionately and directly asked league owners why Eric Bieniemy hadn't gotten a head coaching job. Here we are, another coaching cycle complete, and EB still hasn't gotten an offer. Bieniemy is now interviewed for 17 vacancies in the last 4 years, and it frankly hasn't even seemed like this guy's come close. This dude is interviewed for 17 head coaching jobs. He's 0 for 17. And not only is he not coming close, you still have those who work with him vouching for him. Yesterday, Chiefs wide receiver Sky Moore, who had a touchdown reception on Sunday, came on this program and he hyped up Bieniemy.
He's just a great leader. You know, a great leader, somebody who's going to hold you accountable, somebody that's going to push you. That's the type of coach that you need to do things that we do. He's a big reason on why we win games and why our culture is the way it is, because he's not going to let you slip. If you put in place like some rules at the beginning of the season, they might not be there at the end of the season. He's the guy that's going to make sure you are who you say you are and you're following the culture day in and day out when you come through the building.
How do you think that he would do as a head coach?
Oh, for sure. He would definitely do great as a head coach. He's going to definitely push you. He's for sure going to push you, but you will see a lot of results, a lot of great results for him being a head coach.
Sky Moore on this show yesterday, so it sounds like a whole stack of head coaching qualities to me. And have we really seen any of those same qualities demonstrated by Jonathan Gannon yet? Again, not to make the Gannon hire all about Bieniemy, but again, it's hard not to. I mean, look at the juxtaposition here. I mean, Jonathan Gannon has got to be shocked that Jonathan Gannon got that job on some level, right? At least Jonathan Gannon from 2 weeks ago is shocked that he got that job because Jonathan Gannon from 2 weeks ago was swearing to Philly fan that he was not going anywhere. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm staying here. Yeah, 2 weeks later, he's gone. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm staying here. Well, yeah, really bad, actually. Like giving up 24 second-half points in the Super Bowl, really bad. And I'm gone. Yeah, I don't think that aged very well. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm staying here. It didn't age very well, but honestly, it didn't age that badly either because I don't think there are any broken hearts in Philadelphia right now.
Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm staying here.
Well, actually, there are some broken hearts. It's really not true when I say that. Plenty of broken hearts. Broken hearts, broken windows, broken cars, broken lampposts, broken vodka bottles. A lot of broken belief all over Philly right now. It's just that none of that is over Gannon leaving. Nobody seems all that distraught about that. More likely, they may throw their own parade in Philadelphia right now over Gannon leaving, which is why I just can't stop thinking about Arizona passing over the winning offensive coordinator from Sunday's game to take the losing D coordinator, a losing D coordinator that really was not liked by his own fans. Now, yes, I've heard plenty about Gannon's dynamic personality, his dynamic leadership style. I haven't experienced any of it, but I've heard about it. I know Eric Bieniemy a little bit. I know this dude is dynamic. I know this guy's got a big personality. I know that if the Cardinals tweeted a hype video yesterday featuring Eric Bieniemy, it would have gotten me a lot more hyped than the one they actually tweeted featuring Jonathan Gannon. Dang. Makes you want to run through a wall, doesn't it? Buckle up. We're going to go to work. See you soon.
Buckle up.
Not exactly Vince Lombardi, is it? Or even Eric Bieniemy. And wouldn't an offensive coach who's been working closely, follow me on this, wouldn't an offensive coach working closely with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes make way more sense to try to rehab Kyler Murray and his rep than a defensive coach who just got dominated by the same Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? And isn't Kyler Murray the priority in Arizona? Unless Kyler handpicked and hired Gannon himself. I don't know, maybe Kai and Gannon are Call of Duty buddies.
We're going to have some fun.
I'm not here to take a run at Gannon. I hope the guy succeeds. And he's not a terrible candidate. This has always been a big Cardinals house. So for me, it's been brutal to see the organization fall apart over the last season and a half. And since this is a big Cardinal house, it hasn't made me look so great either. I hate seeing it, in fact. It's just impossible to wonder what the hell the actual deal is with Eric Bieniemy. Again, the juxtaposition of who Arizona hired and who they did not is pretty glaring. But it's not like they're the only ones who passed on Bieniemy, who to me long ago did prove himself, but apparently is going to have to do it again for the only ones who truly matter, the people stroking the checks.
Buckle up.
Then again, you hear that, and how do you say no to that, right?
What's up, Bird Gang?
What's up, Bird Gang?
What's up, Bird Gang?
Buckle up. It's
Ready to
time to
get
go
to
to work.
We're going to have some fun.
It's going to be fun.
Buckle up.
Wow. That's
Ready
the
to get
hype
to work.
video.
We're going to have some fun.
Sounds like it. 1-800-636-8686. Actually, it really doesn't sound fun at all. Does Kyler look like he's having fun? Does
Buckle
anybody
up.
around Kyler look like they're having fun?
Ready to get to work.
1-800-636-8686. So my bottom line is, they're far from the only ones to pass up on Bieniemy. The fact that Bieniemy is 0 for 17 tells me there's something about Bieniemy that's out there that people don't like. I don't know what it is. I really don't. It seems to me if he were to go to the Commanders, not an easy job if that's where he ends up. If he goes there and he turns that thing around, there's no way he doesn't get a head coaching job, right? But to me, he shouldn't have to go there to turn that thing around to get a head coaching job. He's already proven himself. But he's going to have to prove it again, apparently.